uh, take two of Dakman Productions live experiment uh, on YouTube. So I'm experimenting with YouTube live feed, still trying to learn the features and fun stuff, and go from there. So uh, just playing around with the features because Facebook live feed is like the best I can do on Facebook is about 380 streaming live as well. And hey, Conrad Mauler, how you doing? Thank you for that comment. So now I know you guys are there. And so yeah, Conhay Rail is based on Conrail stuff. Um, I've actually went a little bit more modern and got some, a modern day CSX train finally on my layout. And so you guys, yeah, I'm seeing comments coming through now, so this is good. This is coming through in 720p. All right, so that's good news. It's better than what Facebook does, even though my phone's 1080. I'm happy with 720. Um, it's better than 380 on Facebook. Uh, and I'm shooting in 1080, so I guess it's true what they're saying, live feed versus or Facebook live feed versus YouTube live feed. And I have a very high streaming, very fast streaming device or fast Wi-Fi connection. So there's no reason why Facebook should only be receiving, 380 or putting out 380. Um, so I'm glad you guys joined me today. So now you guys know that you can make comments. One of the things I wanted to discuss was uh, the reason why you couldn't make comments on the many videos that are on Dakman Productions, and that all has to do with this new law that came about called COPPA. It was came through that, or it's not a new law, but was enforced on YouTube as of last year, and YouTube was doing certain things they shouldn't have been doing. And so now you have to mark your videos either made for kids or not for kids. So if the videos are marked made for kids, then the comments are automatically disabled by YouTube. There's nothing I can do about it. There's also other features that are disabled by YouTube. So this live feed I have not made for kids, so it's geared towards audience over the age of 14. So if you're under that age, please stop watching this video, as this is not made for kids. Um, so with that being said, I'm just playing around with some. Here we go. Saying hello, always liked you. Oh, thank you, Dominic, 465. So I want to give out. You should mark all your videos made for adults. Yeah, the problem with that is if I mark all my videos made for adults or over the age of 18, YouTube restricts that as well. And you cannot make any money off of anything marked adult 18 and over. At least with even made for kids, you can still make a little bit of money. It's just not as much. So, and I really don't want to exclude kids from watching my model train show videos. I want the whole entire audience, the whole family to watch them. So that's why I go ahead and just deal with it and shoot the videos at the train shows and bring them to you guys' living room. And I'll just mark it made for kids because I really don't want to exclude anybody. Yeah, marking adults really limits the audience. So that's true. Um, also, while we're on the subject, I want to give a shout out to a couple channels I collaborate with. Mr. Pick the Vid, you'll see him making comments. He is one of the channels that I collaborate with and work with. We do G scale videos together. We've done some Garden Railway videos together, and yeah, marking not made for kids is a real gray area, and that's true. Thanks, Mr. Pick the Vid. And so I've basically been helping Mr. Pick the Vid with his channel with suggestions and stuff like that. And I don't mind helping out other channels, and that's the way that the hobby should be. We should be helping each other, not being against each other. But not all YouTube channels work with each other together. But Mr. Pick the Vid is one of the channels that I do work with, and I like working with them. And another real channel or YouTube channel I'll give a shout out to is Rail Fanning Adventures. He does rail fanning videos. He brings me the raw footage. I edit it and I put it on his channel called Rail Fanning Adventures. So I do work uh, and create, and produce videos for Rail Fanning Adventures. So if you're into rail fanning and real trains, check out his channel. Um, Another YouTube channel I'm friends with is a channel called Mr. Muffins. Give a shout out to him. He is a hobby shop located in Indiana, I believe. And I bought a lot of Atlas O off of him. So a lot of stuff that you see that's Atlas O comes from Mr. Muffins. And the other channel that I actually like watching, and they're also on my YouTube channel friends list, is Ravenhawk. I actually enjoy watching other YouTube channels as well, and Ravenhawk is pretty entertaining and pretty much has a better podcast personality than I'll ever have. So I just wanted to give a shout out to those channels. And Ravenhawk does some nice reviews as well. Um, Charlie's Model Trains. Hello, Charlie's Model Trains. And so what I'm working, I had a couple suggestions from fans of Dakman Productions. Um, so one of the suggestions was to create comparison videos. They really enjoyed. I made a couple comparison videos. It's been a couple of years or years since I made one, and they would like to see more of them. So I've actually been working on that this morning. We're making a comparison video between Atlas O, MTH, and Lionel. Now these videos are not meant to bash manufacturers, but to compare, let's say, a Lionel, MTH, and Atlas O cylinder hopper. And you should do an engine roster. Yeah, I probably should. And so I'm doing some comparison videos that should entertain you guys through this horrible coronavirus that's got all the train shows shut down. So that was one suggestion that I got. Another one, somebody wants to see some maintenance videos maintaining like Lionel O gauge locomotives, like a legacy, changing traction tires and how to maintain them, which I can do, but I'd rather wait until I get a cradle. That way, I'm properly protecting my locomotive. So that type of video will come much later on because the cradle that I want to get is available at a Greenberg train show, and unfortunately, the train shows are shut down. And speaking of train shows being shut down, I wanted to get with you guys and see um, if you. I'm interested in having a live feed video train show right here at Dakman Studios, and thought about making your own cradle. No, well, yeah, I probably could. But I like the ones at the train show because they're already made, it's already set up, and I like the way it looks, and it save me a lot of time. It's not that expensive, so yeah, I could make my own, but sometimes I get kind of lazy. Could be a great video making it. Yeah, that's true. And so one of the ideas I was pondering is to bring you guys a live train show, or yeah, live train show video, live feed video, like a virtual train show sort of thing. I have more than enough stuff here, more enough trains that I could actually pull that off. to make it look like I'm actually at a real train show. I have kind of high rail layout. I have an MPC era layout and also a small O27 layout. So I actually have enough trains here that I could probably pull something off like that and entertain you guys with like sort of a virtual live train show. Um, and then maybe another live feed video after that. Sort of like maybe like a tour or something, kind of hay rail tour. So those are the two ideas I'm pondering. But I rather do it on YouTube than Facebook because the Facebook feed just comes out so blurred and horrible that people generally can't enjoy the live feeds that I'm doing. So um, I'm hoping that yeah to bring that to you guys in the next week or so. So that's the plan I have. It wouldn't be next week because I'm actually an essential worker, so um, I'm actually still working, and I would be on call next weekend. Start next weekend, so I couldn't do it next weekend. Uh, because I'm pretty sure I'm on call next week. I have to check my schedule, but I'll make an announcement on Facebook. And for those of you who don't know, Dakman Productions is on Facebook. Check me out. There's my Facebook address. So when I do post videos that you can't comment on YouTube, I make sure I put a post as well on Facebook, and you're more than welcome to put your comments there. Um, and I really miss going to these train shows, and I'm sure you guys miss them too, because now you're not seeing them. Me bringing them to you. But I really miss interact. I really like interacting with the club members and the people out there going to these shows, and I just don't spend my time here working on Conahay Rail. I like being involved with the community. So I think that's what makes my channel a little different because not only do I not only do I have my own O gauge layout, but I also like to go out to the shows, the clubs, and then bring you guys what I'm seeing. Bring videos to your living rooms, your iPhones, your iPads, or however you want to stream your from YouTube. I make sure that you guys get to see all this cool stuff that I'm seeing. So that's one of the things that I like to do besides just working on my own stuff. And here's a little sneak peek here. You can actually see uh, this is just part of kind of hay rail. It sort of like wraps around and it goes right into that room. You can see where it continues past in that room. And there it is right here. It keeps continuing on. I won't give too much stuff away because I want to actually save that for a tour for you guys. Maybe do a live video tour. And because I noticed you guys enjoyed um, the videos I had put out on Connie Hay Rail, especially the ones that show all the Hollywood cars like this right here, like this scene. That's one of the things that I really liked, wanted to put together in my layout is these Hollywood scenes like this Steve McQueen chase scene. Where Steve McQueen is going after the Charger. So, and then that's just some of the stuff that I like to have on my own layout. And I'll make sure I save this video for you guys to look at later. I noticed there was some views on the experimental unannounced video and got quite a bit of thumbs up on that as well. But if you guys want to see anything specific, just let me know. Like right now, I'm still going through and creating videos, comparison videos, because like I said, there was a couple fans that wanted them, and so that's the plan. Probably, I would say, nice video. Thank you. I would say probably I'll put a date on the Dakman Productions Facebook page as when I'll make this or host this virtual training show. And it's more likely going to be a Saturday, but it won't be next weekend because I still work. I'm on the front lines. I work for a food facility. You need the Goblin truck. Yeah, that'd be cool. Goblin truck for the maximum overdrive in your layout. It's funny that you mentioned that. I was in the G scale from the year 2000 until 2015. I was in a G scale, and I got to tell you, the vehicles in G scale or 124 scale were so easy to find. You could find anything you wanted as far as diecast vehicles in 124 scale. Just about anything you could think of. But weirdly or oddly enough, an O gauge, which is 148 scale, it is tough to find anything. It seems like they're either made in 124th or 164th, but to find something in 148 is really tough. And sometimes, you know, I'll buy stuff that's even in 150th scale, which is really more correct looking than 148 scale die cast. But between 148 scale and 150 scale is what I usually buy. And the stuff that I do find, I normally just buy it on eBay because I can usually find it cheaper. And because some of these 148 diecast cars or vehicles go for 20 to 30 bucks, and you get quite a few of them. That's a lot of money. So I try to get them off of eBay when they're on sale. Um, so that's one of the other things I do. And for those who are wondering, the most common question I get is, "What are my roadways made of?" I know I've been asked that several times. I actually built these roadways out of black poster board, which is sold in the arts and crafts section of Walmart, and I just cut these to scale width. And then there's a guy, I think it's Red Lion, it's called, that sells these decals that you can pretty much put on there to make it more realistic. Some people build their roadways out of plaster and paint them black, which is cool too. But for me, I didn't want to spend years and years and years and decades creating a railroad. So I like to do things that's fast and easy. So everything out here is pretty much pre-built Lionel and MTH buildings. However, when I added on into the next room, have to sign off now. All right, we'll see you, Mr. Pictavid. Thanks for joining us. Um, so when I added on the news section, everything in the news section in that room is all made with kits. So I wanted to start building stuff um, when I got a little bit more experience in O gauge. I've been in O gauge for quite some time. Let me show you guys something here. I'm going to show you guys, just hang with me a bit here. I want to show you guys this setup I have. So I started in O gauge actually when I was a kid. So that right here is my original 1976 Lionel Rock Island line. Still runs. I have it on this display. And that's the original box it came in. And here I am. I'm playing with it. That's about 1978, I believe. When I was around Christmas time, I was just setting it up. And back when I was a kid, I didn't have a display or a table to run on, so I had to run on the floor. And just like most kids back then, I was only allowed to have it out during Christmas time. So from Thanksgiving till New Year's is all the time that I had to play with it, and then had to put it in a box and store it away until the next Thanksgiving. So I still have it. Like I said, I've had this since 1976. It was actually a Christmas present. So it's kind of cool to still have something that you've had when you was a kid. And I so I got that set that you seen in 1976. About 1980, I got to O gauge, from 027 to O gauge. Then in 1990, I got out of the hobby temporary, boxed everything up, and got into restoring cars, racing cars, stuff like that. So I got into the car hobby and decided to get back out of the car hobby in 2000. And as I explained, that's when I got decided to go into G scale because I like the size of it. But then G scale didn't have everything that I wanted. So, yeah. So this is some of the locomotives I have from Conway Rail. Like I said, primarily based on Conrail locomotives. Uh, Everything I have locomotive wise is Lionel Legacy. I don't have any TMCC and I don't have any MTH Premier locomotives or Atlas O. But I do have a variety of Atlas O, MTH Premier, and Lionel rolling stock. So um, I just didn't want to spend the money on two or three different systems. And yeah, MTH can run some of the Lionel features, but then it's limited. And if I'm going to run two different brand names, I probably would have to. I personally would want to run two different systems. So right now, I just got Lionel Legacy as far as locomotive power for those who were wondering. Uh, so I'm probably going to cut this video off at the half hour mark. So I'll spend a couple more minutes with you guys. Um, so these are the things that were on my mind, and I wanted to here I'll give you guys an arrow view. There you go. I wanted to give you guys a heads up of my thoughts. So I see a couple good comments about the way this video looks. So more than likely, I will do a virtual live train show. I'm also thinking about during that live train show. I'm also thinking about maybe giving a couple things away during that live train show. Maybe a couple prizes, door prizes, whatever have you. So one of the things I'm thinking about giving away is this Lionel Tints line. Not sure how I'll do this yet, but that'll be one thing. And then I probably would more than likely be giving away this as well. This plastic bill house. So I gotta think of a couple ways to do that. Maybe put up a couple trivia questions, and then whoever answers it correctly gets the prize. We'll see how that goes. So these are all ideas that I'm pondering. I know it's a lot of undertaking to do something like this, especially by yourself. And I'm shooting this off of my uh, phone, by the way, or Android phone. Uh, a couple other channels that have been more established than mine have these Wi-Fi camera systems. There's like 4 or 5 cameras, and they can switch cameras around and stuff like that. And I'm not set up for that because I haven't. This is my first try at doing something like this. So if I see that it works out, or if you guys want more live videos, I might consider that a complex system like that in the future. But something like that is pretty costly as well. Um, so those are just the things that my thoughts that I'm thinking of. So if you guys have any other suggestions, I'm more than happy or open minded to hear about them. And of course, I always look forward to your comments and suggestions. And I'm glad to hear that you guys like the videos that I do. Um, Probably within a week, maybe. I'm thinking I'm going to be running a oil train here on Conahay Rail, CSX oil, crude oil train or ethanol train. So I'll be doing that here in another week. I probably have enough tank cars to do that with. So that's my next thing on Conahay Rail is to run a oil train as well. And when this coronavirus is done and over with, I do invite people over here to run trains. I do know there's Rail Fanning Adventures is also interested in coming over and running some trains because they also own an O gauge layout and trains as well. But they would like to come over and run on Conahay Rail and shoot some videos. So I'm pretty open minded about that too. But unfortunately, like I said, Conahay Rail can only run Legacy, TMCC, K Line with TMCC, or Atlas O with TMCC. I'm not set up for conventional, and I'm not set up for MTH currently, at least on this layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live video, and like I said, this video will have comments that will not be disabled, so you'll be able to put your comments in. And I'm thinking that the virtual train show, I'll probably also have set up to not made for kids, only so people can write comments in. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for subscribing to Dakman Productions. And thanks for all your support over these years. Dakman Productions has been around since on YouTube. Been a YouTube member since 2011. So model trains is not new to me. And catch me on Facebook. Check me out. Please check me out on Facebook. I'm there too. Dakman Productions. All right, guys. We'll see you guys later. And thanks again.